Hello there, welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League. Here is Brothers Against NATO versus Rankings of the Scrub Game 2 of the quarterfinals. I'm here with Anani 1200.
5 seconds
How are you
remaining.
today, Anani?
Oh, I'm doing great, Anani. What's going on?
It's going great. You
Dire
know,
team ban.
we said we'd have Maniac in for Game 2, but sadly he had to go. His
Radiant team
Aegis
ban.
ran out, so it is what it is.
As it would turn out, yeah. I mean, people are always flaking on you, so no big surprise there.
It's terrible. People are always flaking on you, too.
Yeah, that's absolutely nuts. Anyway,
Insta-banning the Tiny on Rankings of the Scrub.
10
what
Apparently don't
happened
want to
last
see
time?
that.
I wasn't here.
Dire team ban.
Well, Brothers Against NATO had a superior seeming draft. However, Rankings of the Scrub just came out so far ahead in the lanes that it just didn't matter, and therefore it took game one.
Oh, that sounds good. Brothers Against NATO. Banning out the Beast.
10
Again,
seconds
I don't...
remaining.
The Primal Beast. I don't think this hero is that overpowered
5
that you need to
seconds
insta-ban it every
radiant
game.
I
team
don't know
ban.
why you would begin with, because, I mean, I... Trust me, I've seen
Um,
Wizard stats. I researched him twice, as it would turn out, because I checked his stats for the Bean 10 game, and I checked his stats for this, and neither time did I see anything exceptional with the Primal Beast. Or are they thinking about
I'll
Beast
have
mid?
you know, I checked his stats too. Not
That's
that
true.
great, let me tell you.
I
Although
mean,
they are taking my advice and banning the Latrak.
Radiant
It's what I
team
told
ban.
Luth to do before the game. You know, did you know that I was supposed to stand in for this game?
I
It's
did.
crazy.
I did actually. I
Damn.
also told the Brothers
Radiant
Against
team
NATO and
pick.
Bean 10 alike. Oh, we got that Venomancer to ban out that Witch
Venom.
Doctor
Dire
because it's
team
actually kind of a
ban.
power pick for rankings of Scrub. Both their
Except
supports.
they banned it out themselves because
Yep.
I guess Nuobs was annoying enough on it last game. And they wanted the Marcy first pick. Again, Marcy coming in right away. Tusk, Marcy but worse.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
10 seconds remaining.
He kind of got like the cumulative. It's like Tusk and Venomancer add up
5
to
seconds
like at
remaining.
least through the Venomancer on hit effect to a bad Marcy.
To a slightly worse Marcy, yeah.
Of course, Venomancer has many non-poison touch related things to offer, so the comparison does
Like,
kind of muddle, but you know.
Venomancer's ability include a dot, wards, and a dot.
Rankings of Scrub, not quite sure what to make of what they've seen so far. I wouldn't really be either. I mean, you've got two
Yeah.
very flexible heroes here. You know, we've seen Tusk played basically every position between 2 and 5. We've seen Venomancer played every position between 3 and 5. So you got
Dire
two
team
heroes. I
ban.
mean, you might be looking at a support lineup. You might be
Prepare
looking
for
at
life.
Cuddle, Pause 2. We don't do that anymore. That meme is over. Sorry, Peter.
This might be a Peaches coddle.
Yeah, it could be. Or it could be
Your
a Flex
possible
themselves.
coddle. Yeah.
You
10
cannot
seconds
discredit that
remaining.
idea. It could just be
Cannot
like,
discredit.
you guys are
5
gonna run the
seconds
two
remaining.
flexes at us. Well, we'll run some flex at you.
Or if Peter is really feeling himself, he could be playing coddle.
Could be. Or I mean, if they
Could be.
just have a baller coddle plus two game. I don't know. I wasn't actually. Even though we ran it a lot with the co-op circles, I wasn't that high on coddle mid when it was happening. It's like, yeah, I understand the point of it. You just like you get
Radiant
super far
team
ahead in
ban.
farm and just buy a lot of funny items. But it's like you kind of have to win like right after that because you have a pause two that literally doesn't scale at all.
Yeah.
So if you
He
get
sort of
six
hits a
items,
point and then sort of only becomes slightly better at what he does throughout
10
the rest of
seconds
the game.
remaining.
yeah, if you get 6 items at 10 minutes, that's awesome. But if the
Dire
enemy team
team
ever
ban.
gets like 4 items, you're done. So I don't know.
Or if the enemy team ever gets on top of you, you also just have like 3 health total.
Banning
And
out the
like
pods is
half
certainly a good
health.
idea if we are going to be running the
Radiant
pause to cuddle
team
this game,
ban.
and that's not a bad ban either.
The puck, the slide are being banned out for Brothers Against NATO. That is also in my draft sheet against these ranking of scrub people.
Correct. Who's that for?
Um, that's for Wizard. Yeah,
Yes. What?
they're
Why?
because
10
that's the only
seconds
offlaner
remaining.
he plays.
There
He's
you
got like
go.
100. He's got like 20
5
something games
seconds
on
remaining.
Slardar and less than 10 on every other offlane hero in the game.
Dire team
Yep.
ban.
And most of those matches are like 5 years old or more, so.
Although he is a Pause 1 player and does play Necrophos.
Yep,
Pause
he
2,
plays that
rather.
Necro. He does play that Necro. It's also something that goes well in his sort of tendencies as a support player. Wizard, a
10
very,
seconds
very good
remaining.
support player. I'd still very much
Radiant
say I think
team
his
ban.
only realistic competition in the league, as far as like the top of the
Radiant
line support
team
player,
pick.
is like you got like Cryptic in the conversation. You've got
Dire
Roxy
team pick.
Roro in the conversation. I think you got a
Wizard.
period after that. Running back the Pangolier here.
Banglier, they seem to think he did well enough in the first game.
Yeah, I mean it was okay. I don't think it was too bad. I think the biggest problem was that Pangolier just never like it just was a little too giving
10
on the farm.
seconds
Like
remaining.
Pangolier was pretty much their win condition after Jug started to falter, but didn't
5
farm like
seconds
it.
remaining.
Yeah, he needed to start being a little greedier, and or just start grouping with the team slightly less than he did, and only show up for those really important fights.
Yep. Wizard, pretty much just completely sidelined here. I feel like the only hero he's got in his pool that I'd say is like a major threat. Certainly, the only hero that's left for him that I would say
Dire
he
team
plays to
pick.
the condition of like a 3K hero player is Centaur Warrunner, and that does not look like him. Has
That
had some
is
success with the
def-
Doom, but I
that
uh,
is definitely not Centaur Warrunner.
I feel like most of his success with the Doom that he had previously came when the Bean 10 lineup
10
kept
seconds
focusing him
remaining.
when Doom was already used when he was not the objective on this team.
5 seconds remaining.
Yes.
That was less his, a great victory for him and more of his enemies falling into a trap. I do think that is kind of common with Doom though. So if he
Yeah.
know and
People.
he did like play he did play he was shaking his tail feathers, right? He's going full peacock, so he was attracting the attention, so I can't say it was like all the enemy team.
And I
But
mean, Doom is also just a very good shit disturber. If you put
Radiant
that guy
team
into the
pick.
middle of the enemy team, people really want to look at him.
right. And he's a big imposing guy,
But
Got a Weaver here.
them horns, huge.
Yeah, I think I
Weaver's
like the
very,
Weaver so far. I do
Weaver's a
feel
very strong laner, very mobile.
I
10
do
seconds
feel
remaining.
like it's kind of risky to pick Weaver here. I feel like the pick that Brothers Against NATO is at now
5
is kind of like
seconds
the earliest
remaining.
I would really strongly consider him. You're really leaving him open to some bad stuff, though. At the very least, the Doom is gone. That's like the worst imaginable thing you could see as Weaver, basically.
Yeah, although Venomancer is active on the enemy team, his ult continuing to tick through that time lapse.
Yep. All continues to take their time lapse. I think if Tusk is snowballing, the Tusk continues to chase you through, but I might be wrong about that.
That is correct as well.
And Pangolier doesn't care, so he's just
Well,
gonna keep bouncing. It's not the best Weaver game in the world, but I don't think it's like terminally bad for him yet. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is a good enough Weaver game where it's like safe to pick him here. Since they have the first pick next round anyway, I think maybe it would have been
Dire
better to
team
just
ban.
pick whatever that's gonna be here. Yeah, you get a Faceless Void here for your troubles. I think it would have
yeah.
been better to pick whatever you were going to pick next here and then go with Weaver the next round where you get a few more bans to
Radiant
soften the
team
blow and you
ban.
see one more guy in the enemy team.
Although Faceless Void, one of those heroes that can't use any of his abilities when doomed, similar to every other hero in Dota.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks for the insight on that one.
You're
10
welcome, Anani.
seconds remaining.
Anytime, Anani. See, this is why people are always talking about your takes, is you say
5
stuff like
seconds
that.
remaining.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, Doom is really, really, really nasty for Void. It's like, well, I mean, it can be really nasty for Void. It just depends on how Doom is positioning himself in these fights. Suffice to say, if Void can't get a Chrono out, he is worse than useless on this lineup, basically. Like, he just has no role to
Yeah.
play, he has no part to play.
Dire
On the other
team
hand, if the
ban.
Doom comes out after Chronosphere is down, it's
Radiant
too
team
late.
ban.
So,
It's going to be up to these supports,
yep.
seeing how well they can create vision for this Doom to be able to jump either the Pangolier or the Faceless Void to get rid of that large fight disruption, whether in the form of Chrono or Pango roll.
I'm starting to sour on the Doom a little bit here, to be honest with you.
10
I just
seconds
don't.
remaining.
I feel like
Dire
you've got
team
two
ban.
guys who you need to Doom, and if you don't Doom, like, and once you're done dooming. That's your entire like place in this game. You're a slot destroyer for one of these two guys. I don't know if that's going to be enough for them necessarily.
Not only that, Doom notoriously has a tiny mana pool, and
10
Pangolier
seconds remaining.
really likes to buy that Diffusal Blade item. A single
5
Q from
seconds
Pangolier
remaining.
might get rid of enough mana so that he can't Doom.
You just need a Soul Ring.
Fair enough, but Soul Ring notoriously expensive these days.
You don't want to use it. You don't want to buy it if you don't have to. This game, I think you
Exactly.
kind of have to. But I mean, once
Although
you do,
we
that's
shall
kind of.
see as he does. He might just go Midas with the very aggressive build.
I see on Silencer going down for brothers.
Although we'll see if he goes for the funky new item with the Ags, making him capable of sticking on both of those targets fairly easily.
I don't think you can in this game.
Radiant
I don't think
team
Ags does anything for you in this lot.
Storm
Pangolier
Spirit.
and Faceless Void are never going to be standing next to each other. In fact,
They might not be standing next to each other, but it'll allow you to stick on top of one long enough to kill them and potentially get somebody else with the same doom, rather than after that target dying.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
Um,
mean, maybe, but I mean, the problem is that while you're doing that, you're going to be kind of vulnerable to the
5
other side
seconds
doing something
remaining.
new.
Storm Spirit coming in.
And you're also guaranteed going to need that BKB because Venomancer and Tusk are going to be really good at just. I mean, even if you have BKB, you still have the Ice Shards to worry about. Going to be really good at kiting you here. I don't know. I don't think this.
Kind of don't like Storm Spirit this game. Sorry.
I don't think the Doom does anything. Like the Ags for Doom does anything that the regular Doom doesn't. I think it's going to be.
You
I think it's
now
basically going to
select
be
your
just you can just
heroes.
drop one Doom and be done, and that does not
I
help
now
matters.
really dislike Storm Spirit this game. There is exactly one hero that Storm Spirit really wants to jump, and that's the Venomancer. That's sort of like a backline hero that you can pick off by themselves. Every other hero in the game is sort of going to be in that front line running at the enemy team. And as long as Venomancer gets his ult off, he does not care if he dies.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of things to do about the Storm Spirit here that can go really wrong for you really fast. It's like,
There's Death Prophet Silence if you get hit by a straight roll, if you get caught in Chrono.
get just caught in the Pangolier ult can even kind of like even Tusk can kind of mess you up. Like if you try to go in on somebody, Tusk immediately just drops the snowball on top of your head. It's just gonna stun for like nearly the same amount of time and allow a reaction from it. And Tusk is very unlikely to be like standing next to somebody. So even if Storm gets the Ags, it's not gonna mean anything. I think this is a good lineup as far as what I'm talking about when I say like a skirmisher lineup, because everybody on Brothers Against NATO, if they perform their fights well, they're going to be like standing pretty far apart from each other. They're going to be positioning themselves to the point where they're not going to have to worry about the vortex. They're not going to have to worry about the AOE doom. But they're still going to be close enough where if like Weaver jumps on somebody, they can immediately respond to it. This
And
is the kind of lineup they have.
Death Prophet a really good pick into Doom, because Death Prophet, once that ultimate is out, starts to care less and less about Doom.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't not only doesn't care about Doom, but also has the silence to get rid of the Doom at like an awkward time.
Yep. Also likes to buy Sange and Kaya, decreasing the duration of that Doom.
And of course, is no stranger to getting like a Lotus Orb, for example. She's not by any regards a bad Lotus carrier. This is like a miserable Lotus Orb game for the enemy lineup, basically. Like, Doom getting
Yeah.
Prepare
reflected
for
really
battle.
sucks. I mean, on one hand, and that actually makes the Ags Doom even worse. Like, I think with that thought in mind, I would not do it this game just on the grounds of I really don't want to get like a, you
You
know,
blew it.
you have the last second frame
I
perfect Lotus
love this
Orb, and then
part.
I just do myself, and now we're a big AO. I just have to leave basically, right? That super sucks.
Yeah.
But
Well, while both teams are smoking at each other, let's do a bit of a roll call here
we already did
for
that in game
Brothers.
one.
Do it again.
No,
No.
game one only.
Game one
Come on,
only.
Anani, you've been doing this
Okay.
for years. You can't be losing it now.
I'm tired.
I'm tired too. Tired of you being such a piece of work.
30
Oh, this is
Well,
bad for
seconds to
Weaver.
go.
Tusk.
But they don't.
They did not
They don't.
bring detection for the Weaver, so it does not matter.
Guys, I.
Detection is expensive.
I'm sorry for laughing, but come on, it's like the best kill you could have possibly had. He didn't think about that. Oh no.
Not a
Ah,
single sentry, no dust.
if only
It's
Maniac were still
unfortunate.
The
here.
battle begins.
Only Maniac was still here. We get to hear his live reaction about his team not bringing dust.
You know, now that I think about it, you know, Anani, you sound a lot like Maniac.
I've
And
been told this before.
and Pohohoro and Iceman and actually quite a lot of random people in the LD2L community. It's quite odd.
Yeah, I've been told I have one of those voices that sounds like everybody in existence, literally. Coddle 5 here, charging up that blast, just barely missing that range creep.
And is indeed support call here. Like I said, I really wouldn't be surprised if it was picked as a flex pick and they just said, I don't like this as a Coddle
That
game, just
is
send it to
a
5.
Grand Master Coddle there, I believe.
Yeah, that's the Grandmaster symbol on the HUD, so I think you can make the assumption.
Yeah.
And too bad for Peaches, this is a pretty bad Coddle game too, like...
This is definitely
Katsu,
a bad
you
Coddle game.
you okay? Like, this is the worst
Don't
support tree in the
think he
universe.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Is Katsu just dead here? Nah.
No. Doom's Courier might be,
That-
though.
James Courier's definitely dead. A single last hit. Katsu dies.
Just hit me, one thing that is kind of unusual is, the Venomancer here is pause 5, not pause 4 here. They have opted
Yeah,
to
a
send
bit
Tusk.
unusual.
No, Tusk is mid, so it's pause 4 Pango, okay. They've opted to send Pango pause 4 instead, which is a bit odd.
I guess
I
they
don't-
didn't want the chance of Pango just getting doomed and becoming useless every fight.
Yeah, imagine a world where Howler plays as Pangolier and just make his ult is useless. That would be terrible.
I didn't
Anyway.
want. I meant that somebody with so much farm on the
Yeah.
team,
Yeah, yeah.
so much farm priority, just immediately becoming useless. 'cause
And
they get doomed.
I'm just making a joke because that was the match that made Howler rage quit this league again.
Mm.
There was a Beastmaster on the NA team that just kept shouting him every.
Radiant's middle
Time he
tower
rolled
is
up.
under attack.
Who was casting with you that game?
I believe that was let me think.
Was that the game where Iceman casted with you?
I think so, yeah. I think it was Iceman.
Yeah,
But for
or
some
at least
reason,
for one of the games.
for some reason, I also remember like I think like several other people were there. I think maybe
Yeah,
Mufasa.
A lot of people just had. Yeah, I think so. What's this? That other caster you were talking about? I think he also made an appearance.
Randy?
Not Randy. Somebody who does their own casts. Different channel.
Randy?
entirely. Not Randy.
Rada?
Rada. I think Rada also made an appearance that game.
Maybe.
Nice little cameo mid-game. Yep.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was. So many people showed up for that one game, and all of them just left one after another.
Yeah, all of them
Without
just left
saying
in the middle
anything,
of it.
too.
Very
How
odd.
dare they?
But amazingly, the next person always somehow knew where to pick up. Like they just, you know, maybe the people were departing. They're just like leaving notes or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very
It was
rare to
interesting.
it's very rare to look at a lane and say, oh yeah, Weaver and Coddle is having a hard time doing much here, but Weaver and Coddle is having a hard time doing much here.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
power is kinda
understandably
nasty.
so. Coddle not having a stun. Weaver really like people having stuns. Tusk is just fucking dead.
Nope. Got a very conveniently timed water rune here.
Very convenient.
Tag
timed
team
order.
here.
Oh, if only.
Might get the kill! Ooh, another
No.
fairy fire! Snowball! Ooh!
Very, very close kill there. Would have actually gotten the kill with the snowball if he decided to grab the Pangolier before doing that.
Radiant's
Snowball's
bottom
damage
tower
does
is
increase
under
with the
attack.
amount of occupants in the snowball. Wizard looks to be going down here. Marcy already dead. Oh,
Nah,
they've
Wiz is,
ignored him.
Wiz is eating his speed. He's gonna be fine.
Doom has a little too much.
Dire's middle tower
Regen
is
for
under
that.
attack.
Yeah, I miss the days when Scorched Truth gave you a regen. That was fun.
Oh, those were the fun days. Coming around with 9 extra regen in lane.
Yeah, I used to just I used to just build all about Scorched Earth as Doom, like just get a bunch of speed items and regen items, and I called it Zoom.
That was the days where, not Ring of Health, Ring of Regen, the 175 gold one, gave you like 2 health regen per second. So you would just stack like 2 of those and come to lane with like 30 HP regen. It was dumb.
I think, yeah, that Venomancer Q just missed. As a result, he's just gonna die now.
Is under attack.
He is just gonna die. Coffee Gap missing the last hits under tower. Couple. To try to help out there.
Radiant's top tower.
Now that's
Oh.
a bit interesting. We did just miss out on that. Let's take a look at the proceedings here. Yeah, Howler
looks like
just
just a very
gets,
split fight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's a bit unfortunate there for the brothers against NATO. It feels like, why is the graph like this? Get out of here. Feels like that would have been a very nice little encounter for them in a very, very nearby alternate universe, but...
Yeah.
I like how Howler left his courier
Howler
at top and then
TPing
TP
mid
mid.
to fulfill the bottle.
Yep.
Fill the bottle.
To fulfill
Level
the bottle,
6.
make it feel like it's
Bottle.
something. I don't know
Prophecy.
why. I don't know why Void is participating in this trade.
I mean, he's gonna get the kill here, definitely.
No, he's not. Marcy's about to. Okay, maybe if Marcy just tries to go for the Greek kill.
There we go,
Marcy!
getting solo XP.
Dire's top tower
Getting
is
solo
under
XP
attack.
on the Faceless Void. Very, very worth it there.
Marcy definitely should have just bounced out of that. I think Doom
Although-
gets that kill anyway, and Void doesn't get anything for it. Okay, can we stop like having wacky things happen when I'm not looking at you?
Yeah.
This is just going to be a really funny walrus punch. No, it's
Nope.
not. It's actually the
Walrus
opposite.
punch is
Everything gets
on
a kill.
cooldown already. Ooh, and the regen rune.
Why did
And-
Zig stay for that? Very odd.
I think Zook, not sure, might not have much experience playing against Storm Spirit. A very, very aggressive hero in any and all melee matchups.
What
That,
did he
Static
think he was gonna
Remnant.
have?
Not sure. That Static Remnant is a very good spell against melee heroes. Doom with the Midas completed 7 minutes into the game. Going straight Midas, and now has boots.
Somebody just planted a tree on the ground for no reason.
I think that was Doom misclicking the Midas.
Maybe. Let's get an instant replay of that.
Because that looked to be right beside the creep. Yeah.
And yep, it was. You know, the best part about that isn't just the fact that Doom plants a tree there, it's that when Doom plants a tree there, Coffee Cat uses the Quelling Blade to cut it
Welling Blade, not a tango, yeah.
down. Yeah. I mean, Coffee Cat's at full health, so, like, you know, not
True.
a great reason to do that. Not very good efficiency, it's just funny. Just spites the tree.
Smites the tree out of existence, yeah. Level 6 on the Faceless Void. Let's see if he uses this chrono to accomplish anything.
This could actually be a very good spot. That is so awkward for Marcy.
I was half hoping Marcy would just continue flying through the air
Yeah.
after the chrono ended. Sadly, it just drops her in the middle of the ground.
First Chrono there gets a kill. Coffee-Cat has to be a little pleased about that. First Exo.
Always
His middle tower is under attack.
valuable when that happens. They're not rotating the team here, so this is just Death Prophet alone on this. Already lost half of her health, has no mana but a 12 stick. She might actually just be dead here. She is extremely dead
especially if
here.
Storm Spirit shows up.
Yeah, that was a very odd use of Exo when the rest of your entire team is not there.
Yeah, I really gotta question where the hell everybody was as well. Everyone's just kind of like standing around the Roche Pit area, and now Howler, who has come in at awkward time, is just gonna die for his troubles. Yeah, I don't know. There is
Yeah.
definitely some sort of. Oh, and by the way,
And
while
they
that
get
happened,
it kill bottom. I guess they just used Doom on the Faceless Void and then chased him down.
yep, you can see the cooldown on that.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, that
tower
was a
is
lot
under
of comm line breakdown there for the brothers, I think. Like, if anybody's talking, I don't think that happens.
is under attack.
And see, if I was standing in this game, that for a fact doesn't happen, because, I mean, I wouldn't pick Death Prophet, so there you go.
despite it being a very good Death Prophet game.
Yeah, it was a good Death Prophet game. It's just not something that's in my wheelhouse enough that I think I'd be breaking it out for a time like this.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We've got 4 heroes bottom, but no Exo, so they're just going to be sitting in front of this tower right-clicking it for a couple minutes.
Yep, where has Void gone? Void's gone to jungle. This is
Hitting
optimal.
the small camp.
Radiant's middle tower is under
This is
attack.
a very awkward laning setup. Extremely awkward, actually.
Gonna go now on Luth here. But it's actually gonna work out.
He's just getting bitch slapped by faces for it.
But Storm Spirit just running in the middle of this. Just eats the Death Prophet. I mean, that's not great, but he did just give Void a kill, and he's definitely gonna be, like, your objective this game. And, I mean, Death Prophet's Exo is not even gonna be up when she respawns, let alone when she died, so you're not losing efficient time doing that.
Then again, though, Face's Void being the only hero on the team that has any money is easily countered because they have this Doom hero.
Yep. I mean, on the other hand, it's kind of hard to do him before the Chrono comes out. Like, you need really good vision, and you need to position yourself really well. And if you just drop Doom while the Chronosphere is already
Dire's
down,
middle
then you
tower
didn't do
is under
anything.
attack.
That's true. Although it will still help you kill the Faceless Void.
Yeah, if
Again.
the Faceless Void is, like, killable, of course.
Again, Luth uses Exo basically alone in the mid lane, wondering where the rest of his team is to help him push this in, maybe even get some kills.
Tusk is going to chase Marcy down. Has realized he didn't have enough mana to actually ult there, so he had to take a swing of his ball in an awkward time. And now I believe Luth is just going to die again. Oh, that's a really well-timed Spirit Siphon there. It's going to keep him alive.
That was a stick as well. Oh, the wand charge is keeping him alive there, yeah.
We were just going to kill the Pangolier here. Nope,
Not
we were
quite.
just not at the cones. We were
Or
kind
the
of
damage.
ambitious. Kind of ambitious with the way he's building here. He's building expecting a very long game, it looks like. Not
Yeah,
really
going damage
prioritizing his
instead of
early game
anything
at all.
to keep him alive.
I mean, not only damage, but like quite big ticket
Farming,
damage.
yeah.
He's just going straight raw Maelstrom basically, then right into
Radiant's bottom tower is
Dragonlance.
under attack.
For how this lane has been going for him, which is to say not terribly great, that is quite ambitious. Just try to do this without anything else.
Fair
Coddle
enough.
just blasted the Tusk out of the flashlight. That's a Grandmaster Coddle for you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Shoutouts to Peaches, who I believe watches the show.
Radiant's bottom tower
Well-
has fallen.
Not anymore!
Yeah. And Maniac's never watching it again after the last episode.
Yeah, probably not. Maniac's never talking to me again after that last episode. Not like we ever really
That-
talked to begin with.
Time is
Yeah.
money.
Got a little Joy-Con drift on my mouse going on. An awkward
Ooh,
spot for
nice.
Tusk,
Big stun though, although Storm did walk into that Venomancer, taking a lot of damage from that.
Dire's middle
Does have a
tower
10
is
stick.
under attack.
He has
And
10 stick
a newly
salve.
acquired Sal.
Dire's middle tower has
2
fallen.
bottle charges. That'll help you the most against that ultimate.
Do you want to know what
Still
the,
not
the worst
go
question I've ever been asked in Dota is? Oh,
What
goodbye,
is that?
One time I was playing, I was in a game with somebody, they dug up a salve and they asked me, what do you think healing salve tastes like?
Pussy. Anyway,
For the record, I just like to say to all the people at home, do not drink salve. Salve is not a drink. If you have salve in your cabinet, do not drink it. Thank you. This is a public service announcement. I like Coddle just immediately putting the sentry back up there. Just pushing Void out, putting it back up. That's Page's gaming
Yeah.
for you.
Radiant's bottom
Peace's
tower
game.
is under attack.
we're getting this sentry if it
Dire's
takes
top
all of
tower
my
is
sentries.
under attack.
Speaking of sentries, warning up here at top, and Exo is finally going to kill a
Dire's
tower.
top tower has fallen.
Nexo, with the rest of his team, is going to finally kill Tower.
Yep.
Happy
They've already
that they
taken out
decided
two.
to show up to this
Radiant's middle
exorcism
tower
party.
is under attack.
Although they might be trading a mid lane tower here for it. I noticed that Katsu really likes popping this ultimate to kill towers.
Poor Storm Spirit. Not like it matters. Void doesn't have any goddamn damage right now.
Howler taking the regen rune away from Storm is pretty big. Oh!
Good silence there by Luth.
Very big Pango wall. A little bit until he got stuck. Oh, Venomous.
New Ob's going too deep on this, just yeah, time to turn around. Enjoy what you have taken.
Yeah, Doom coming in with top net worth, obviously.
Yeah, by pretty
Doom with a
considerable
Midas.
margin. He also has Seed Shot.
Yeah, I guess he forgot to on auto cast Devour.
Maybe. I mean, that or he's a big Seed Shot fan. You can't discount that
That's
possibility.
true. It only does bounce a couple times, though. It's not as good as Hoodwinks. Cute.
He does indeed
Void
still have the
talking
autocast
from
on.
the other team.
Yeah, that's not exactly one of the things. I think the Void being at the top of the net worth chart here, it means a little more than the Doom being at the top of his. One of the biggest things here, of course, and the absolute underlying issue in this game. Hey, Anani, question for you.
What's up, Anani?
If Faceless Void builds the Lincolns this game, what pops it besides the Doom?
Storm has his
Vortex?
W. If he ever gets an Orchid, Marcy's Dispose, I believe, might break it. Coddle's W will pop it. If they ever buy a Halberd, that 4-staff that Coddle's buying. And if Doom ever decides to buy a Halberd, it might happen.
But the notable thing there is that all of that is building items. You've got to fundamentally shake up your build, you know, or use either A, skills that you're not going to be able to get off on Void reliably, like the Marcy Dispose, or B,
Storm Spirit W, which is one of your few stuns.
Right. Very awkward game if Void... Oh my god, the Centaur! Centaur almost threw in that!
Centaur! The Death Prophet with Exo, or not, without using Exo actually, getting doomed.
Very unfortunate for Death Prophet. Very good timing there on the part of the Doom. Venomancer getting just bullied as the rest of his team rode a snowball to nowhere.
An exquisite toxin.
And ultimately,
yeah,
while the top net worth of the team did go down, losing the Void for that, and watching him drop down a position on this chart sucks a lot, especially considering he didn't get to Chrono and TB didn't get to Exo.
Storm did a lot that fight, getting, I think, 2 kills at least.
And got quite a good chunk of change out of that.
Yeah. Dropping up the net worth 2 places. Maybe 3. I think Storm before that fight was below the Weaver. Could be wrong.
Need to keep this ability to just be oppressive towards Copycat. You know, that's what worked out well last game. They were oppressive to the Juggernaut the whole game, and even though it was a case where if Juggernaut got any money, Juggernaut was just going to kill everybody, Juggernaut didn't get any money.
Juggernaut did not get any money. Let's see if they're going to... No, should not use Chrono here. Howler coming in, jacking the kill.
Yep, Howler reforming his way to another grief against his team. Got him a Blink Dagger though. That's a big achievement for this team's real Paz1.
I mean, Pangolier with a Blink Dagger is significantly more powerful than Pangolier without.
That's true. Also, Pangolier's your pause 4 and just grief Void, so you know.
I mean, it's a Marcy kill. It's not going to be worth that much.
That's true. But anything to flame Howler, that's what I always say. Especially anything to flame Howler when he's standing in over me, standing in before Maniac.
Who we had last game.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
oh, you were set to stand
and you.
Yeah. We,
yeah, there we go. We were supposed to stand in this game. Now we sound like combination man.
Yeah. Potentially we are a combination of Ananis.
Yeah, we're collectively combination Anani, you got it.
We could just be collective Anani. Like a combination bean and collective Anani.
Now, here's what's going to happen at the end of this video. We're going to give Bean a gun. And she's
Gun.
got to shoot one of us, and we're going to have to make some tell which one of us is the real Anani. I hope I hope I win that. I hope I succeed.
I gotta say, I think I'm pretty safe, but we'll see.
No, I mean, here's what's
Storm Spirit getting absolutely run over.
here's the problem. Bean's gonna be like, okay, what if you prove that you're the real Anani, and I can just talk about like the history of the UAR for 2 minutes, and then you get shot.
Why do I get shot in that scenario?
Because never mind. Because, like, you know, blogging about history is the Anani 1200 trademark, really. I mean, I don't do it in LD2L games, but, you know.
True,
Few
but
people.
I could just play an Abaddon, and it'll be even. Like, how do you counter the Abaddon play? Your history.
By also playing Abaddon and also having the history. I mean, that's like 2, you can't beat that. And you don't know
damn.
anything else about me.
I mean, I know a lot about me.
That's
What
true.
do you mean?
Lisa's Lloyd getting the Doom put on his getting run over here. You know, while the Doom is not going to come much handy for getting rid of the Void in team fights, it's certainly going to be handy for getting rid of the Void when it's time to pick him off.
Yep.
Quite unlikely that kill happens without it.
Almost impossible, you could say.
I want to say almost impossible because you still do have Storm Spirit doing fairly well for himself, and that's kind of nasty for Void to be dealing with if he doesn't want to drop the Chrono for it. Like, I think if
But
Storm's
Storm Stun does not last very long, and Void's jump gives him a lot of health back.
Radiant's middle
It's true, but
tower
Storm Spirit can just keep following. So.
bottom tower is under attack.
Really unideal for Void to deal with. It's a good roll on Howler's part here, but unfortunately Tusk has just trolled him.
Oh! Marcy's not gonna die there. Potentially on 1 HP. Potentially.
Okay. This is a good, very good snowball here. It's going to get Ramanola just killed. Very casually.
patient on those ice shards, waiting until Weaver showed himself again.
The Zook there did really good work with that ice shards. He used the first one to troll his own Pangolier, which removed Howler from being able to mess with the fight, and then he got a kill with that. So yeah, there you go. Good job, Zook.
I think there was a potential for a kill on Coddle. Coddle not known for having very high armor.
Yep.
And with his Deso on Tusk.
But you know, there is a point where it's like, yeah, that's an easy kill, but do you want to run the risk of finding out what's on the other side of that? Probably not.
Yes.
Illusion.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Definitely.
Maybe he feels like meth playing it or something, but he ain't in this game.
Who is that again?
He's the Pods 4 that Bane drafted instead of Howler.
Ah.
And that we only even almost got Howler because we didn't have tall balls, but yeah, I remember you were quite opposed to the idea at the time.
Yeah.
You probably
Indeed.
still are.
I think you were too, yeah?
Yeah.
Nah, it's unfortunate. Diametrically opposed, or like just opposed?
Philosophically opposed.
Philosophically, that's a big opposition right there.
Fundamentally, there we go. Fundamentally opposed.
Fundamentally opposed.
This is like, this is not $5 words, but it sounds almost like it if you're stupid, I guess. Do you think in Canada they have to say something besides $5 words? Like, do you think in Canada it's like $7 words? Have to
I don't
count
know,
for it?
I'm not in Canada.
Well, I mean, I'm just speculating here.
Why'd you ask?
Yeah, speculating. I'm speculating that Venomancer is not having a very fun game at this juncture. Feels like all Nuobs has done in the last like 10 minutes is just go out and die.
Well, he did pop his R a couple times and did a fuck ton of damage the last fight.
Yeah, it's just at this juncture, you know, it's really hard for Venomancer to live.
Seeing as how they're not exactly being full team fight yet, it is indeed hard. I mean, Venomancer's just not a very tanky hero in the first place. Oh, big
We're man in
chrono.
this chrono, but I mean, there's nothing to like do here with it. Kills
feel
Coddle,
like-
that's good. Okay, okay, really? Never mind.
A very
What?
slightly redundant BKB there on the Faceless Void. He had 4 of the enemy team caught inside the
I
Chronosphere.
really like Pangolier rolling around in the. Oh, it's a good force staff in theory. I like Pangolier rolling around in ult while being doomed.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
But yeah, Faceless
Amazing
Void
what you
choosing to use
find
BKB
right now.
inside the Chronosphere.
Didn't
When
do
being-
any good for himself, at the very least. Gave Luth the grounds to stage a massive squash of the enemy lineup. Got the
Yeah,
Doom there.
coming
Top net worth on the enemy team has catapulted Luth quite far up the charts and has given him
Yeah.
a Lincoln Sphere here, which is going to make him a much less appealing Doom target.
Or he could put it on his allies
Yep.
and make them much less appealing Doom targets.
Something you always got to be conscious about as Doom. It's like, not only, it's like when you have the Lincoln Sphere on somebody, there's always that moment of doubt in your mind. Even if you know for a fact, like I just saw the Lincoln Sphere popped, there's always going to be that little voice at the back of your head that says, don't do it. You might have missaw it. It might be up by now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even in the case that it gets popped, it's always going to make you a less appealing target, which, I mean, as DP, you definitely want to be as unappealing of a target as possible. We saw earlier what happens if DP gets doomed before the EXO comes out.
Howler walking in and styling on Peter by rolling up and using his shard. And just sitting there before walking away. The power move there, I tell you.
He got tipped for it, that's the best part.
It is. It was clearly not intentional.
The hell was that? Doom has still not turned off the autocast on Devour, dude. Wizard just wants to
He's
play
just-
Variety Hour this game.
Everything. Yeah. He's playing take what I can get hour.
This is the chattest Doom you could possibly play. Used to be always like this. Used to be able to not turn that off. So you gotta be careful about what you ate, of course. I'm sure some of you remember that era fondly.
I enjoy how Brothers Against NATO and their entire team walked right past the Doom, and none of them cared.
I like how
Choosing
he's
to
got
go
the
for
stupid
a slightly more
stun.
appealing target.
He got a worse stun, like a.
Is under attack.
Venomancer ulti. He got a worse stun. If he ever gets it off, I will pay myself $50. Kidding, because I'm broke right now. But
Oh, me too. Get the Doom out here. Doom has prevented EXO, and they're gonna go all in on getting rid of her here. Yep. Definitely good there. Good
Faceless Void is
coordination.
getting murdered.
Good coordination, getting rid of the Lincoln Sphere. Good cajones, just capitalizing on it. DP's
You
dead,
looking
can't
like
even
he's
buy.
a little too hard to kill right now. Guessing all that money is for something. Orchid.
Dire's top tower
On who?
is under attack.
That would be
Oh,
Tusk.
Tusk. Going
You know what? I dig
second.
it.
Yeah, it's very good this game against the Weaver and the Storm.
Is under
And the Doom.
And
if
he
you
gives
can
him
Doom,
magic
if you
resist.
can shut Doom up at an
Orchid
awkward
Doom.
time, you could really save somebody.
Also against Coddle Blast and all the magic damage coming out of Storm.
And Marcy.
Really-
I mean, the biggest blue ball in the world is if Marcy jumps into a fight and then is silenced. She just can't do anything, can't throw anybody or anything. So yeah, it's a very, very good Orchid game. Definitely no disagreement with Tusk on this purchase.
Although I might have gone something like potentially a BKB first.
Nah, I don't. I mean, honestly, I feel like if you go BKP first, Doom is just gonna be like, okay, arms race, then I win. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
At this point in the game, it does not really convincingly seem like Doom needs to save Doom. It feels like he can kind of choose his target there. And if you want to paint that target on your back, then, you know, feel free. Coddle just using this haste to run around a cactus.
Coddle. Storm Spirit.
Just car storms through, yeah. Doom just picked up a Lotus Orb of his own, which is kind of funny. Just picked up a Lotus
Yet
Orb.
he
even though
has
he's
the
got
Shiva's recipe in his backpack.
Okay, Wizard, what are you
Interesting.
doing? This is like the most bizarre Doom game I've ever seen out of Wizard. He's had autocast on almost the whole time. He's got
Oh, he's turned it off.
Yeah, he's turned it off
And now
now.
has raised head for the pushing power.
He's got Shiva's Guard as a recipe only. He's got BKB and Lotus Orb. I don't know for what, to be honest with you. It's like the BKB.
Also, he just walked past a camp with both Midas and a Devourer up.
What the hell is the BKB for this game? I think legitimately the only thing it does is it stops the DP silence and stops Snowball. At least until the Orchid came out anyway. But you got BKB.
It also prevents
before the
Pango rule.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, that's not like
And
that
it
big
allows
of a-
you to turn off a lot of Venomancer's slows.
But again, neither of those things, like if Doom is positioning himself even modestly ideally, and so far he has been. He's been positioning himself so well, like I really would not consider, especially if I'm going to go Lotus anyway, building the BKB this game, I don't think.
Maybe.
That's so little, and most importantly, it gives you absolutely no recourse to either of the two things you need to worry about the most in the form of the Chrono or the Exo.
Or just getting bopped by a Tusk.
Yeah.
Besides the 200 health that BKB provides.
Very small change.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle
Ranking of
tower
a scrub.
has fallen.
Making sure to, speaking of the Doom,
Dooming.
on the Tusk.
Getting up the Tusk here. Face's Void has actually 0 damage into the Doom.
Yeah. And is going to be going with the Lincolns this game. I feel like you're really putting off damage for a very long time that way. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. DP is all the damage you need, baby.
With Exo, yeah. And all the bashes in the world.
Peter seething. Coffee Cat is going to get away from this at less than 50 HP. Ramanolo is also going to die.
Death should be studied from all sides.
Okay. Well, I mean,
got a literally full Exo off that fight.
yep. 4 kills in that fight. 1433 gold right into Luth's pocket. Every
Well,
principal
Brun-
player rankings of Scrub just takes a casual death. XP, just, I would imagine, yeah, you can see the XP gap here really tighten really quickly. Gabe is giving this one to the brother against Nada, which he rarely does when your team's at a net worth deficit, even if your draft is way better. Death Prophet, who doesn't have the Midas, has actually beaten Doom to that Shiva's Guard.
Yeah. He stopped along the way and bought a BKB and a Lotus.
You know, the funny thing is, the more I think about it, it's like I was also already talking about I don't like the BKB. I think his original idea was much better. I really like the Shiva's Guard in this game. It is such a blue ball for so many of these guys. Like slowing down DP at awkward times because she doesn't have BKB, that sucks. You know, slowing down the Faceless Void. He already does so little damage, it feels like. How about even less than that? He does have a Lincoln's, by the way.
The
So
healing reduction on Death Prophet as well.
Yep. Healing
Passive.
reduction. The screwing over Tusk's tag team and slowing down his Walrus Punch is always annoying.
Yeah. Oh, sneaking out a RoaS here.
Fallen to the dark.
Storm Spirit taking it. Best hero in the game to carry that. And I mean, not just this game, the entirety of Dota 2. Storm Spirit
Yeah,
is probably
when
the best
you
hero to carry.
when you said that in the last game, I did not you, Maniac. Sorry, I don't know why I got you two mixed up. But when Maniac said that
I've
last
got
game,
one of
I
those
thought that's what he
voices.
meant. TikTok. Gotta. You're gonna need to.
Lincoln says talk.
Nobody's silenced the Weaver there, which is a little unfortunate. I think if they do, he's very dead.
I think Tusk used his silence on the Storm Spirit.
Storm Spirit
Storm
is
going
dead
down
for
once
5.
here. Faceless Void, like, 1v2ing the entire rest of the team. Oh, very good silence timing on the Death Prophet.
Even better Snowball. That was really good. Okay,
And
Coffee Cat
Faceless
just,
Void is
Coffee Cat just
killing
randomly ran over
fucking
Ramanolo.
everybody. I don't even know when Doom died.
He died somewhere in that. Okay, this is starting to look kind of unwinnable for rankings of a scrub. They just lost the fight, like the 5v6.
The Aegis fight. Yeah.
Like, they lost the 5v6. They lost 4 people. They got no kills, and one of the people who died was the Aegis carrier. Like, that really sucks.
White. They got
Yeah, that's
killed
what I mean.
5
Like,
times in that.
the Aegis carrier double died.
Has fallen.
Oh, that guy's not dead. Cuddle surviving. Cuddle Blast not gonna get the kill there. Going Blink Dagger on Tusk. Before the full blood thorn.
Oh,
Midas
awesome.
Panic
Doom has this funny.
cards.
Love this.
Yeah.
I love being the tiny Dooms.
Tiny Doom.
It does require you to tie, so it's not that great, but it's funny.
It's funny.
And
The
really,
range
that's
stun though is not bad. Going into the full Mjolnir now on Faceless Void, starting to build into that attack speed / damage.
is good, especially knowing. I mean, if anyone's clicked on Doom the last 30 minutes, they know that he's at least thinking about building a Shiva's Guard at some point. So that was a good BKB reveal there on not BKB reveal, but BKB usage on the Storm Spirit.
Yeah. No chrono.
Chrono in
Lock
5
him down.
though. But that
Not using BKB though.
yeah, that wasn't great.
Detrimental to your services.
You guys gonna kill this dude or what? Okay, there we go.
Arcee's getting really low off of this ultimate. Not gonna die though because the ultimate does not kill. Nope, gonna die. Never mind.
No, it's fine. Out regions the
Ultimate. Ultimate timed out just barely.
That's a very awkward fight for the Brides against NATO. I think if they play that well, they have the advantage there. That was a really good use of the BKB there on Peter's part. Just made it look like he was just about to randomly die, and then suddenly, nope, never mind. I'm gonna kill you all.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
I guess they forgot that he had it. 'Cause
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Storm Spirit with BKB is very powerful. Storm Spirit now going Chivas. Probably gonna get it before the Doom.
But he... Okay.
Radiant's top tower is under
Maybe
attack.
Doom can share the recipe.
Yeah, just hand it over. Very
Yeah.
conveniently timed regen round.
Regeneration.
Very convenient. I read it. Luth, do the smart thing, get the fuck out of there. Going BKB now.
Tusk
feel
has
like
his
just
20
going-
charges.
Just going straight into like Sange and Kaya on Death Prophet might be better.
Mjolnir up on the Faceless Void now. 5-man smoke coming out from the Brothers against NATO.
Going Butterfly next.
Marcy, you're looking
That guy's
very
dead.
dead. Okay, the BKB comes out, but it's not going to
Bashes
save.
exist, and so does Punch. The BKB charge going down.
Well, no. Okay, that was... Oh, God. Poor Katsu. That was the 9-second BKB. Ah!
I hate to see it.
Oh, my God. If that happened to me, I would jump off a bridge immediately.
This is Void gonna find the
Uh,
ult.
That's awkward!
He
Okay.
could have chronoed, he just didn't.
Is under attack.
Oh,
Didn't think to do it.
guess not.
Trying to find the Storm Spirit here, but they just can't. Storm just ran into the lane. For some reason, they just assumed he was not going to do that.
I guess they thought he zipped up and you just walked. And just kept walking.
Oh, that was so tragic. I think Void is just overthinking, like, what if I drop and he just
Radiant's
zips?
top
But
tower
he
is
couldn't
under
zip.
attack.
He doesn't zip because he got rooted by the Troll Trapper.
Radiant structures are
The
fortified.
Hill Troll Trapper. They moved that to the small creeps now.
Very appropriate name if you think about it
Under attack.
in that way.
Yeah.
He just dropped Ignis on the Faceless Void there for literally no reason. Blow the Wisp down for like 50 seconds now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Could be a
Radiant's top tower is
little
under
bit of a
attack.
split push competition. Let me spoil something for you. Doom's not
Dire's
gonna win
bottom
this.
tower has fallen.
Doom is definitely not gonna win that. Doom going Ags. Called it.
Shouldn't. Absolutely shouldn't. It's gonna be of
Dire's
no
bottom
utility to
tower
this
is
game.
under attack.
Yeah, probably. 2 of the cores going to the other side of the map, meaning the rest of them have to just fucking leave.
Alright, now calling go top instead. Manolo's gonna walk into Howler here. Howler's gonna say MVM, bro. You almost wants a
Sure.
piece of this, though.
Time is money.
You shouldn't. It's very, very death to stay here. Pop out, use that Glimmer Cape, get out of here. It's very interesting to me. I mean, you've seen it in this game, seen it in the last game. Glimmer Cape, it feels like very rare pickup in LD2L this season, even though it's pretty much, you know, it's as good as it ever was, right? I mean, I know people don't like people don't like to build the Shadow Amulet with how they redid it. Okay, fine, he's just building Glimmer Cape, you know? And yeah, dude spot his entire ags at once. He did not give himself time to reconsider his options. He's
Now going for the Shivas.
awesome. Please tell me.
Yeah, I think it's because people in LD2L have figured out dust exists.
I mean, even if you got dust, you still have to pop it. Sometimes people don't have it, and you still get the magic resist. Why are we building two?
The magic
Shivas?
resistance is still nice.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Like in the game that we stood in over Meth, there was a lot of Glimmer
Yeah.
Cape usage in the Snapfire game, where just Glimmer Caped at a crappy time. They just had to sit there, fumble, looking for dust. It just gave me like 3 or 4 seconds if they had it at all. You know, sometimes there's like some people just couldn't kill me because I just would not. They just would not
Die.
have slots for it.
Yeah.
The whole bunch of punches.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, what hero were you playing in game 1?
That I don't remember. I do remember the games though. We did win. both.
You're not a very convincing Anani impersonator.
What do you mean? I am a Nani.
You don't know about my history plugin. You don't know what hero I played in game 1. And the worst part is, Bean's going to shoot me instead of you anyway, just to get rid of me.
I'm aware.
So even though you're the bad Anani impersonator, you're still gonna win that exchange. Oh my god,
Oh.
that was definitely the Chronosphere animation. Copycat almost
Good.
made the worst mistake of their life.
Very good cancel though.
Another very pointless will-o-wisp here, unfortunately.
I mean, it
Sure,
allowed
that's
them
money.
to escape. Without,
Well,
getting
it was
caught.
put down when the escape had already been made.
Basic. Which is guaranteed, I guess. Nobody wants to walk past that.
It is
I
kind
hope
of unlikely
everybody
something
at this
happens.
point in the game just ignores Doom and walks down mid lane.
Doom,
However, it does look like they're not going to ignore him.
Doom sold his recipe, but still has Shiva's recipe. There's the big AoE Doom. It's going to make it really annoying for these two to actually kill him, but unfortunately for him, he just had to pop Doom as an escape.
And walk away.
Yep.
New op's going down.
Here.
Nope, nothing.
TikTok.
Oh,
And yep, neither
Chronos.
Void nor DP are bolted at any point in this. Neither one are Doom. So this fight goes horrific for the two of them.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
yeah, Faceless Void coming in and killing everybody. Nice TP by... Oh,
Never mind.
the bash
Radiant's top
on
tower is
Pango. You could hear the animation ending on that TP. And then the
Yeah.
bash comes in.
Dire's bottom tower.
That was the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Is that a Daedalus on the... Oh, I haven't used BKB there. Not exactly sure how much that did. It is a full Daedalus.
Dire's middle tower.
So
is under
Revinolo
attack.
here doing a lot of
Dire's
damage.
structures
Just
are fortified.
you're gonna find it hard to get it out with this Faceless Void hero existing, because soon enough Faceless Void's just gonna be able to 100 to 0 him inside the Chronosphere. Also, that butterfly makes him so tanky against the Weaver. That evasion and the armor coming in.
Yeah, mischance is not something you ever want to deal with as Weaver. He's definitely gonna want to get
As any
MKB.
right-click hero, yeah.
Hey, Weaver in
Although,
particular, because
that enchanted quiver coming in, quite nice.
Dire's
One of the
Every
worst
6
things.
seconds guaranteeing a hit.
One of the worst things that can happen to you as Weaver is that you whiff a bunch of times while the enemy has the armor break bug on them, and then, you know, by the time you start getting, like, damaged on the bug, it's gone.
Oh,
You
oh,
are
what a
not
nice
doing-
play by... Oh no, he has his own Lincoln. Never mind.
Yep.
Still just blocking the Lincolns.
I'm actually gonna just go back there a little bit, because I
Middle
think,
barracks are under attack.
No, Luth did proc the Lincolns on him.
You
You can see it.
yeah. Gonna look at this, yep.
Because there's his, and then Luth pops the
Yeah.
Lincolns on him.
Fantastic work by Luth there, that was great.
Oh yeah. Way to see that coming. After they pop the Lincolns with, I think, Peaches' Force Staff. Because Coddle with that ultimate giving him a ton of cast range.
Well,
allowing him to
goodbye.
cast the Force Staff
Goodbye,
from
Cass.
600 meters
What
away.
are you doing? What are you doing, Storm Spirit? This is cray cray.
This is Void, no Chronosphere, but a lot of bashes, and that's all he needs.
Very ambitious
Chronosphere
fight
trying to
take
carry
when you
this
have-
fight, but
when you have
face
no-
Void is too strong.
TikTok, watching Weaver drop. Goodbye, Weaver.
Oh. Faceless Void choosing to go for the Storm Spirit instead of the Coddle that was trapped inside the Chrono.
This
And-
is a really funny situation where Peter might have a buyback rampage.
Nope. I think Faceless Void can just man up. Storm Spirit has actually no mana until
Not
now,
anymore.
and doesn't
Oh
really
my
have
God,
an
just
ability to
jumped!
do damage.
Jumped into the flashlight there.
Just jumped into the Coddle Blast, and that was the only way he died there. Actually, is he got hit by the Coddle Blast.
Let's
I think he just mans up on the Storm Spirit that has no mana, and the Storm Spirit just dies.
on one hand, that was a death for everybody on the Bros against NATO. On the other hand, that was a buyback of a Storm and a dieback off a Doom. So that kind of sucks for the rankings of a scrub. You know, they did technically get a win off of that fight. You know, a lot of that Storm Spirit gold just went straight into the gutter for the buyback.
Faceless Void, getting a lot of damage on that fight.
Yeah, I mean, very notably.
Almost full survivor.
Very notably, even though the Brothers Against NATO all went down, Void actually still ended up doing more damage than the Storm Spirit did over the course of the fight.
Yeah. Of course, rankings of a scrub having more total health bars than rankings
Yeah, 'cause
against
they
NATO,
had
leaving more
7.
damage to be done. But
I mean, Void didn't
Also-
do that much against the Doom buyback, nor did he do that much against Storm buybacks. He pretty much did that to the 5 health bars, as it was.
I feel like he could have just killed Storm though if he just manned up.
Maybe. I mean, that's just like in fairness, that's like a very realistic, like, bad call to make. It's, you know, you don't want to, you know, you're sitting there, you're not thinking about, oh, he's got no mana, I can just eat him. You're thinking, oh, Coddle's gonna restore that mana any second now, he's gonna kill me. My man Smoke here is just gonna run right into new ops. It's the worst possible thing to happen here.
That's the worst possible hero you want to catch out there, because Venomancer ultimate, if you don't pop him up immediately, he just gets a multiple man Venomancer ultimate. Thought Peaches was stuck on a cliff there, but he's just hanging out there.
Exo for RoaS here.
Except for Roche indeed. They're killing it really fast. Starsphere coming in really early, just getting chronoed.
Yeah, we got the Ignis out
He
there.
dies inside the Chronosphere. He did chrono his entire team, but he did kill the Storm Spirit, so worth it. And the Aegis still goes
Aegis.
down.
Goes to
Tusk
Tusk.
picks it up.
Okay,
I believe
Faceless Void
should lead him to
randomly
just
died.
fighting.
Tusk shoots, ooh, that was a good Orchid. Tusk
It was.
launches
There's the shard
into
still on the
space.
ground there.
Dire's middle
There was
barracks
a game I watched from the Week 5 games where there was a shard on the ground in the Roche pit for like 20 minutes and nobody noticed it.
Thank you, my beauties.
Tusk doing the right thing, ignoring the extremely fast Coddle, and goes building.
fallen.
Yep. got a buyback coming out here on Weaver.
Yeah. I feel like they have enough damage to lock Weaver down, though.
Yeah, I don't know why
Especially
the
with
brothers
that
are backing.
BKB.
They actually can definitely just still do something
They're
here.
not backing anymore. I feel like if Weaver shows his face, he just gets rolled on by Tusk, who still has the
Dire's
Aegis.
bottom tower has fallen.
Death
Prophet
Prophet
with
just
the
finished.
refresher.
Yep, just finished refresher. Goes for EXO number 2 here.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Tusk feeling himself a little bit.
Two
Radiant's
racks
top
going
tower
down
is
there.
under attack.
Can't go for the third because it's tier 2, but looks like they're working towards that.
New Obs is going to get eaten on the retreat. And once again, in the mirror of the last situation, this is a very, very tough, like, you know, it really sucks to lose a whole bunch of racks against Shrek, and it also sucks to lose a whole bunch of racks against a Death Prophet. I mean, on one hand, you do have the Lane Clear and the Storm Spirit, and the Coddle. On the other hand, that's like all they're going to be able to do. They try to stop. If they stop doing that to try and focus on something else for 1 second, that last set of racks is probably going to go down.
Coddle
Four-man
picking up a
smoke.
Kaya here, going for more damage. Coddle
Gets
picking
an
up the
E-blade.
full E-Blade.
It's going to be really annoying. If Coddle has to be in the Chronospheres now, can really easily block if not.
Yeah.
Well placed Doom
Self-doom.
here is going to, yeah. Really not responding to this well at all. Nobody, like, did that correctly. But, even with that fact, even with the fact that Death Prophet just went down in, like, seconds flat, nobody can beat this. Okay.
Faceless Voids, or not Faceless Voids, Storm's level 25 talent, really putting in work there.
But not quite enough work.
It's just
Void is going to go down for that, which super sucks, but Tusk's gonna eat it.
Yeah,
Everybody anyway.
Void was hitting the Marcy inside the Chrono.
Yeah, he
and left
didn't want to
Weaver
stand in the
entirely
dome.
alone.
That was very awkward. Like, everybody was just so awkwardly trying to deal with the AoE doom, and the reality of the situation was, the answer was have new obs, just kite. Just have Death Prophet not stand in it.
I mean, Death Prophet couldn't get out of it.
Right, but I mean, just have this guy kite, and he has a Force Staff as well.
Yeah.
Dire's
Where's
middle
Tusk
tower
going?
is under
They used a
attack.
buyback on Doom. Nobody's gonna die here. He has no Doom.
Yeah.
Just hit building, please.
Flashlight is scary.
Flashlight is scary, apparently. Marcy's alive, too. Howler's doing the thing here.
Okay.
Marcy pops
That
all
should have been
through.
abject suicide. Why are these guys so cautious right now?
Not sure. None of them do have BKBs. They have their ultimates, though. This should not be as scary as they're making it seem.
Doom still has the Shiva's guard queued up. It's not gotten it. Has not gotten anything.
Yeah.
It's seriously been like 20 minutes since Doom got an item. What are you saving
really
for?
fallen down the net worth charts, going from first to now fifth.
I mean,
only
yeah,
core
he's
lowers the
literally
Weaver.
not buying anything. He cannot have any net worth because the only thing his gold has been going towards is falling on the ground when he
Buyback.
dies because it's unreliable.
And buybacks.
Yeah.
Something he doesn't currently have.
Nope. Just pop that. 9 seconds till Storm can do it. Why did they hesitate so much? They're trolling the casters again, I'm telling you what.
Yeah. I feel like they could just go. Like, this Coddle should be just dead. He's literally alone.
I mean, there should have just been deaths as it stood. I don't know why everyone was so hesitant to just... Like, when Marcy just jumped right in front of everyone and was swimming in 9,000 Venomancer Plague Wards, like, just eat him. What are you doing? Answer's waiting on the XO. First XO is going to come out here. Do have a
Refresher.
refresher for round 2. I feel like, if anything, the C-Blade is actually to Death Prophet's benefit, but again...
Walk
Like,
forward, please. You have Chrono.
Yeah, you have Chrono. I know the creep wave isn't here. That
BKB.
sucks, but I mean, you got another creep wave in another lane. Just Just eat it.
Structures are fortified.
Just eat it.
Nah, you can backing off here is good. That works. Okay,
They're going
XO1 is
down.
done.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Smoke Spear coming out here. Doom, do you think he meant to doom himself there? Because if he did, probably
think
not
so.
a play.
But it was
Exo
just
number
awkward
2.
timing because he doomed himself just as the Faceless Void popped Chrono. Faceless Void dead here because of the doom. Death Prophet has popped Refresher and Exo.
Yeah,
Number
not
2.
dead. Doom is dead forever. Marcy buy him back. Well, this sure sucks. That's dieback on Faceless Void. That's
Yeah, they
dieback
can't
on
kill
Marcy.
Death Prophet
That's
anymore.
dieback on Coddle.
Yeah.
Howler bought back.
Of death.
Exo is a very powerful ability.
Is under attack.
And
And-
Zook gonna take the rampage away from Death Prophet.
Yep.
What an asshole.
Radiant victory.
Ancient explodes and we're getting out of here.
Brings us to game 3.
No, it doesn't. This isn't a playoff game.
Oh yeah, this is week 6. I don't know.
You think the brothers against NATO are gonna be on the chart? You stood in against them week 2.
That's
Sorry,
true.
brothers against NATO. I mean, I feel like this was full-fledged rankings of a scrub. It feels like Wizard was kind of fumbling this game, just to be full blunt with you. Wizard just felt like he just really had no idea what he should be doing at any time. There were lots of... there were some very, very good Dooms in this game, don't get me wrong, but it feels like there were about as many really bad Dooms as there were really good Dooms. Like the one at
There
the
was
fight.
even a couple Lincoln's pops with the Doom. So.
Yeah. I mean, the Lincoln's Pops with the Doom, are kind of understandable. Like, they played that... It was better played by the Radiant than it was, a mistake on Wizard's part. But I think it's just, as a general rule, like the AoE Doom, it got one kill one time, and it was just from the value of shock, and that was, it. And it's...
No, in that last fight there, you doomed the Faceless Void, making him unable to jump back in time, leading him to just dying.
That's true, but on the other hand, he
It
also
didn't matter.
himself, yeah. It's the big core problem there still applied. You would have gotten the exact same effect, actually better, had he just doomed the Void with the unaxed version of the ult rather than himself. Because, if he doomed
Yeah.
the Void, then at least, Void's in the goddamn Chronosphere.
They were just running into the issue where they had, if they chose to focus on one of those heroes, either Doom or Faceless, or Void or Faceless, or Prophet,
Void or
words are hard.
Faceless. Void or
Void
DP.
Faceless. Void or DP, the other would just carry the fight, even after the other one died. As we saw in multiple fights there, Death Prophet carrying the fight at the end, and Faceless Void carrying the fight in the mid lane.
Though, notably, Pangolier never got that Diffusal Blade, which I think might be a mistake.
Would have been nice this game, but getting that early basher was pretty good as well.
Yeah, definitely got a very good kill in the Storm Spirit, though I do think if you get the early diff played, you also get a lot more kills on the Storm Spirit, because, if he has to eat the Q to the face for one reason or another, well, that just shaved off, half his ability to fight.
Yep.
Either way. Yeah, I think this is just classic rankings, though. Like I was saying, Doom kind of felt like he was just fumbling around. Never felt like he really was confident about how, when, where, why to use his ult. Never felt like he had a place, and there's just so much shenanigans. He bought the recipe for the Shiva's Guard, and then Storm Spirit just buys the Shivas. Patience starts building like a core and starts taking a lot of the money out of the game. Ends with better net worth than not better net worth, but similar net worth to the opposing winning team cores that had a dramatic net worth advantage at the end of the game. It's, I don't know, it's just a very awkward game for rankings. I think there's a lot of comm line fractures going on. I think there's some comm line issues for the brothers as well, but I feel like, the crucial downfall of rankings was scrubbed this season, it feels like. I have a feeling it really is just 4 people not saying anything in comms, and then Pages just
Potentially.
trying to do everything. Because, PPM, I don't think PPM is that much of a talker.
Although a lot of Coddle's farm there did come from the sieging at the end, where Coddle was just blasting out the waves, and nobody
Right.
else could really clear the waves as effectively. Storm Spirit would have to go into melee range with the creep wave, so it's not really feasible.
Right, I mean, there is that fact, but I mean, on the other hand, it's like,
And the E-Blade is there to try to
very
save
sad.
people from the Chronosphere, which did
That is
happen
not what it
over...
was used for. It was only used to get kills. Just only used defensively.
It was used once to try to save somebody from a Chrono, however, both times they still just died to a Maelstrom proc. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. So either way, to get back onto it, I think like the thing with rankings of Scrub, like I said, I don't think PPM talks that much. I know for a fact Ramanolo doesn't. I know for a fact Wizard really doesn't. If Katsu isn't a very vocal person, then it's going to be all on pages. So
Yep.
they've never had great shot calling, and it just feels like they probably come a lot in draft and then don't afterwards. I don't know, some of their drafts make me think even maybe that's not true. I don't know. Either way, we'll see a little bit more from rankings of Scrub when we do their playoff game and their Week 7 game next week. So see you then!